Hello, this is your host, Brujo _ Anthony 8777 with the lisp. I don't have a lisp, I just felt like talking in one. And I'm coming to you live from my bedroom. And I'm talking really funky today. Coming to you live from my bedroom in East Los Angeles. And I just farted. Coming to you live from my bedroom in East Los Angeles, in Southern California, in the San Gabriel Valley. Or you can just call me Anthony. And hope all of you are doing well and safe. God, I really need this is getting a little tight now. Oh, I can bust open. And I thought this would be a good video because I'm always talking. There's a lot of people who have you always hear me in my readings or other groups talking about opening your roads, abre camino, and what they're like, what is it? How do I open my roads? So I wonder if we could place you on top of here. Aha, I could. Okay, so what is abre camino? What does it mean when I say open roads? So basically, abre camino comes from a formula within brujeria and hoodoo. It comes from a tree. I forget I think it's called the lilac vencedor tree, if I'm not mistaken. And basically, it has the properties, let's say, you've had a lot of opportunities, but then you've had a lot of setbacks at the same time too. Like you'll get somewhere and then you'll have a setback and a disappointment, a cancellation, a delay or some kind. And you're experiencing this frequently. This is what we call when your roads are closed. So it's like, it seems like you try to get ahead, but then something happens. Some cases, sometimes it is curses or just a string of bad luck. So what this does is it helps to open up and clear up that stagnant energy within, let's say, your love life, your finances, your health, peace within the home, and so forth. The thought of the idea of the crossroads is two roads or 2 or 3 roads meet together, and it is a place where you go off in different directions. Which road should I go? Which direction should I go? So it's also helping up with guidance and direction. Sometimes our paths are closed for different reasons. So this happens to just clear out that pathway of energy so it gets it nice and flowing again. That way you can achieve what you want to achieve. So within the practice and veneration of la nuestra Santisima muerte, and you fell down. So there's different ones I've seen online that utilize the same idea, but within her practice, the wood or the leaves itself is used in a lot of oils, baths and washes, and incense. Not a lot of people have access to abre camino, and it's mostly in the form of a stick, or the leaves, like I said earlier. But there are other ingredients that can substitute for it, okay? I wouldn't call them necessarily abre camino, but there are substitutions that could do the same thing. But in the case of the practice of Santa Muerte, I'm going to show you one that I learned. I'm going to grab the book right over here. It is from... he's actually one of my mentors and teachers. He does have a YouTube channel on here. It's called The Toad's Bull. I just like to say, first of all, he does have a bad rap, I'm not going to lie, but I think he's just being very misunderstood. He's you know, people call him fraudulent and whatnot, but I am one of his students too. So a lot of the YouTube, a lot of miscommunication and the intonement of everything and bickering can, you know, I don't want to go way deep into that because that's his, you know, that's his business, you know. So it's just, you know, we forget to just respect one each other. But anywho, aside from that, he's been a useful teacher. He's been a great teacher of mine that I hardly get to say thank you to and for. If it weren't for him spreading videos in English, because a lot of the Santa Muerte information or videos you see are in Spanish. So he's one of the first ones to do it in English, and not a lot of people give him props for it. That being said, this book is called Santisima Muerte Trilogy, Altars, Prayers, and Rituals with Added Materials by... Now, Toadsbull is his YouTube channel. He goes by different aliases. This one is called, his one is called by Lazarus Carbeau. Carbeau is French for crow. And this is what the book looked like. I got this on Amazon. That's his picture right there. So on his channel, he has a lot of work dedicated to brujeria, a lot with working with the santos and the santas, and hoodoo and conjure in whole, like more like American American hoodoo as we know it over here in the States, you know, with working with high John and, you know, alligator's foot and whatnot. So this is the first book. As there's some misspellings in it, but you know, just overlooking, you actually know what he's trying to convey. Okay, so in here has the prayer to the aloe vera plant. If you know it in Spanish, it's called Sevilla. Sevilla. Let me find it. I just had it right over here. Okay, so I got the prayer right there, and then let me get the heshizo. That is incorporating this operation, what to do. Is that it? Okay, so it's right over here. To open your roads. And I'll just list it how, I'm going to read it how he lists it for ingredients. So he does suggest using the abre camino. Abre camino. And then you're going to get 4 white Santa Muerte candles. Siete machos perfume. A black marker. An aloe vera plant. Now this one I got as an offering to her as answering a prayer petition I did for a friend of mine for getting a job. To help open up her roads, so that helped out too, along with it. This is not true aloe vera, this is a relative of it. A lot of relatives, plant relatives of, related to aloe vera is going to be agave, the agave plant where we get tequila from. Cactus is also another type of, is part of the same family because it has a lot of moisture and high water content in it. Another one, there's many types of agave and many types of different aloe vera plants, and is native to Asia and also in the lands of Mexico. And it is considered a sacred plant to many deities within our culture of Mexica descent. And it is sacred to a lot of deities. And it goes back to it historically to be known as, you know, you get the fibers from the plant to make clothing and rope and twine. The spikes of it are used for to make needles and to sew, able to sew these fabrics and these threads into clothing. And then the water, the medicine, the gel in it, and the sap in it have healing properties for the skin and internally and externally. And then you also get the water content in the heart of it, of especially the maguey plant, which is also the agave plant, they ferment it into an alcoholic beverage, almost similar to what we now call tequila, it was used back then to alleviate the pains and the aches and the sorrows of what being old comes with. So we all know about that shit. So let me continue with this. So that's my little idea with the agave plant and white ribbon. So that's 6 items you're gonna need. Okay, so here are the instructions for this part. It says tie this, the terracotta plant, with white ribbon around the aloe plant, and say the prayer of the aloe as referred into the section of this book. I'll go into the prayer a little bit. Offer the aloe to Santa Muerte. With the marker, write your name on each of the candles, and then sprinkle abre camino into the candles. Mix the rest of the abre camino with the siete machos perfume. Light the 4 white candles around the aloe plant and pray to Santa Muerte to open your roads and to remove obstacles. Every day pray the prayer to the aloe and anoint yourself with the siete machos mixture. This ritual can be done once a month using the same aloe plant, but with new candles. Now, not a lot of people have money right now to keep on buying, especially novena candles. It can be pretty costly. Or let's say they don't have enough money to buy red ribbon or the date, but they have paint of some kind. Here, I'm gonna grab this candle for an example too. So let's just say you just have these 2 items. That's fine. All you need is, let me see, maybe I could bring you a little bit more closer so you can actually see what's going to happen, what's going on here. See a little working I did too. Put that to the side, just so you guys can see everything clearly. Okay. Okay, so we got my candle. So now, at the time when I did this hishizo, I didn't have any white ribbon on me. And my mom didn't have anything in her crafty little tool thing. So what did I do? I have paint. I'm an artist. You don't even have to be an artist just to paint a terracotta pan or anything. It's a plain white color. That's it, right? You don't have brushes, use a paper cloth, use a makeup sponge, if you have a brush from a barbecue thing, you could use that, or a rag that you're not going to use anymore. Just get something to apply. If you have white paint around, you could also use white chalk. I see why not. That wouldn't work. Cover with the whole thing. But the idea is just to have white. Okay. In this case, I just painted the whole thing white. So we got our plant right there. And then now we got this. I'm gonna place this, let's see. If I'm looking at it, it's gonna be on this side to the right. Dropped my selenite one. So, okay. And then glass of water right here. And then, you know, something like this somewhere back here, okay? Hold on, let me just pick this up. What a shame. Sorry about that. I just dropped my selenite one and it broke. If you guys need any selenite pieces, hit me up. Okay. So this is pretty much going to be the basis of it, okay? Now, if you want to include the symbolism of 4 candles, you could do that. I would suggest that the easiest to obtain and the most cost-effective. They're not my favorite to burn, but you could do it anyway. Just for the sake of it, is to get tea light candles. Just regular like tea candles. You could put them on top of a plate, like a white plate or something. I have like a square candle tray made for pillar candles, but if you have like a terracotta plate, she actually something with that actually likes these kind of plates just because they are of earth and natural materials, but she does accept anything. In my case, you know, if you don't have the luxury or you don't have the finances to get these things, you know, that doesn't matter. You make it work. You just make it work, right? Or brujas and brujas, we could do it. Anyway, so you could get the 4 tea light candles and you could just put them in the 4 corners of the plant and have your water. He says to anoint it with the siete machos. You can. I would say that more for a spiritual bath mixture, to be honest with you, instead of just wasting it on the setup here, because it's alcohol and it's going to eventually evaporate and you're just wasting product. You can use the siete machos perfume to cleanse your candles and your space and everything. That's really cool. But I wouldn't waste it on just putting it all like that. He doesn't really go into... He doesn't really go into where this mixture is being placed in exactly. I'm getting the impression like it's like on a pie pan or a tray of some kind, where it's like the liquid is like you're filling up a plate or a bowl or something with the abre camino mixture. If that's the case, if you wanted to do that, I would just add water to it. This has 2 advantages. Not only for to make like this kind of potion kind of like mix setup thing over here, but it also will help if you're very afraid of leaving your candles unattended. At least it will be in a tray where the bottom layer of it is covered with water, and that way if it knocks over, it extinguishes it pretty well, making it like a fireproof hazard assurance kind of way. Okay, so let's say you have the 4 candles. Just cleanse them how you do with any normal candle, cleansing the candle. You could, you know, prepare it right. In this case, if you're using the tea lights, I would just write your initials on there. And then this is a Santa Muerte oil that I've made. There's variations of light. This is just my little secret mixture. I'm not going to reveal. Just anoint it, the top of the candle. You could do the sign of the cross over it, or you could, since you're using it if you're using it to remove things, this is pretty much like a, kind of like a road, like a van or like a road opener oil. The properties in it can be used for that. Uh, the one I have, this Santa Muerte oil, in this case is kind of like my all-purpose Santa Muerte oil. But you could anoint it in the direction going clockwise if you want to bring opportunities to you, or you can use it going clockwise to remove any obstacles. Either way, I normally just go in the direction of a hexagram, which is, if you know what the Star of David is, it's like 2 triangles like that. And then I'll go clockwise since I want to bring more opportunity towards me, right? Okay, so you're going to anoint your candles and whatnot. And if you have the abre camino, either the herb, the leaves and the herb is more easier to sprinkle over candles and stuff. Now, if you find it in wood, which is more common, like a stick like this, it's just a little well dell for my Himalayan singing bowl. This is going to be a little bit more challenging to get into like a powdered substance. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You could either burn it, which is the fun way. You could burn it in like like in a caldera or some kind, or you could do a little bit more of the laborious work, which is to soak it in some water for like, you could do this overnight or for an hour. And then once it's soft and pliable enough, you could file it down with like some kind of grater or file. And what this will do, this will get it into fine gradules. So like a fine sawdust. It's pretty much what you're trying to get it into, like if it were sawdust. And since it's wet already, you're gonna have to let it dry in the sun until all the water is gone and dried out and evaporated. And then you're going to crumble it and use it however you want. If you burn it, it's more going to be in the form of ash and charcoal. It still works. The only thing that the advantage of the later that I mentioned with soaking it in water is that now the water is contained with this ashe, its energy, its blessings, and you could add that to spiritual baths. You could bathe yourself in this. So it has different things if you find or are able to attain abre camino. If you can't, then that's fine. You could use ruda, albahca, and romero. I always use those 3 in any working that I do with Santa Muerte. But if you just could afford one, I would do just ruda, because it is it's considered, it has like many names. One of the names is the herb of grace or the herb of witches, because it has associations of bringing in wealth. It has with love, protection, to remove curses, and things like that, to clear a pathway of energy of wherever you're trying to clear up with. So it can be used for anything, really. It's a strong bitter herb, but it works for everything. You could find this herb in supermarkets where they cater to Latino and Hispanic communities. Like, for example, we have an El Super here, we have Superior Market, we have Food for Less, along those kind of markets, or Mexican farm markets or Latino farm markets, they'll carry ruda and other Mexican herbs that you'll be able to find. If worse comes to worse, you could use rosemary. Rosemary is kind of an all-purpose herb. So whatever you have on hand, you sprinkle them on the candles or around the base of your working. If it's set up like this, sprinkle it around. Okay. And then light up your candle. Light up your candles. You could do this going in order clockwise, starting from the bottom up, since the symbology is, you know, you're rising from the bottom to the top. going clockwise. Clockwise is the direction of the sun, to bring things to you. Okay. And then, yeah, light your candle. You could snuff this out after about 15 minutes or an hour. If you're burning this kind of candle, I would make sure that you burn it. You want to make sure that the wax on the top layer of the candle burns all the way across through first. Only because if you leave around more wax on the outside, but you have, there's more of it burned on the inside, it's going to make a socket, and you're going to have a very weak and low flame. So I recommend let it burn across the diameter of the candle first, and then you can snuff it out. Never blow out your candles. I always like to use this to snuff out my candles. It's just easier. And just go like that. So you're drowning out oxygen coming back from the flame, and therefore extinguish it. If you do blow out your candles, that's very it's considered bad luck, and you're blowing your wishes away. And yeah, with the regards of what he added to with the abre camino and the siete machos, I will make that into a bath, a mixture, a potion, if you will. So get the herbs, whatever herbs you have, and then at least get maybe 3 pinches, or about, you want them like a handful, not of each, like as long as you have the mixture of 3, or just by itself in the center of your palm, just use that amount. Whatever your gut's telling you how much to use, your intuition will kick in and tell you how much less you need to take out. Okay. And in every spiritual bath, I like to include holy water. You could then at this point add siete machos. Like I always do, like at least a portion of 3. So if I'm doing it like in a spray form, I do have the spray bottle, by the way. I'll get that out for you just so for demonstration purposes. And I'll show you the label, what it looks like, just in case you want to go order it on Amazon or get it at your grocery store or botanica. So this is the label, siete machos. It's considered a what is called a toilet water. What a toilet water is a very weak perfume. It's often spelled in French called eau de toilette. And it's just the amount of essential oils and alcohol it has a different percentage. You have colognes, perfumes, and eau de toilette. My French isn't that good, but I've used to be in the cosmetics industry, so I know how to pronounce it. I'm pretty impressed myself. So I like to do, if I'm doing it in the form of a spray bottle, do this 3 times. Oh. If you, normally it comes in the form of a squeeze bottle. Do 3 squirts, you know. That's what I do. 3 is the minimum. 3 is the sacred number. Yeah. Do 3 like that. You could, what else could you add to it? You could add, holy water already has salt in it. Traditional holy water. If you're uncomfortable making your own, you could go, I know not a lot of churches are open right now, but if you look online and see how you can make holy water or sacred charged water, there's many different outlets, many sources on the internet where to do that. I'm not going to provide that as much just because it's already out there and I don't want to waste content, you know, it's already there for you. You can add white roses, white rose petals. to this bath mixture. If you can't get the plant like this, and you can't get it anywhere, they also have the plant available in the produce aisle, where they're the leaves themselves, the stalks, the stems, they are cut up individually, so people can make their own aloe vera water or skincare products, because it's used to alleviate sunburn and acne and a lot of skin conditions. I love aloe vera. I was using it a lot when my skin was really getting out of hand, and it would just cool it and calm it down. Those of you of Chicano descent, you know what Savila, the properties it does to you and how it feels, and it doesn't smell the best, to be honest with you, but you overlook it for the benefits that it does for the body. So you could add white rose petals. If you can't the stalks again, you could put it in the form of a cross, and you have the candle burning in the center of it, and that does the same thing. Now, when it comes with after the spell is the hechizo is done, you could place the plants by the front door of your entrance, and tie a red ribbon around it too. And what the red ribbon does is to repel negative energy while attracting good energy too. Ashe. Ashe is more of a African term, but I still like to use it. It just means energy, blessings, power, that kind of thing. And then with the mixture, just bathe yourself in it. To bring things to you, wash from the soles of your feet up to your head. And you can use this mixture now. I would put like maybe at least a gallon or half a gallon of water to make it stretch out. If you're going to be using it to wash the floors and the walls and to clean your home with this. So you could add this, like a cup of it into your laundry wash. When you're on the rinse cycle of your washer machine, you could put it in your mop bucket. When you're trying to bring things to you, you wash the front door of your, the porch of your front door, and sweep that in. Or you could do it the reverse if you're trying to remove obstacles, okay? And back entrance to the house, go all the way through the front and off the street, or on the cement where the sunlight is really hot, because sunlight is the diffuser and neutralizes negative energy, because it burns off, you know. It's like kind of like how similar, like we put our face mask in the sun to kill off any germs and bacteria. Same concept, but in spiritual terms. Let me see what else I could think. You could, because I always like adding things. You have to make it different every time. That's how we grow as witches. You know, we have to play and experiment. You know, hechizos can be fun. There's a serious side. They're not always fun, but you know, it's good to experiment and try new things within your hechizos. You could add cinnamon. Cinnamon's good for a lot of things, but also to boost things up. Ginger, you could do, you could add garlic if you want to, just to kind of absorb any negativity. If you've been going through a lot of bad string of bad luck lately, garlic is able to absorb the negativity around you and just throw it out. I like to add a lot of imagery to my to any trabajo that I'm doing. Imagery and flowers. I had to make it look pretty. So the loteria cards, tarot cards, playing cards, act as a visual conduit of energy. That way you're able to focus and you're able to see the what you want to achieve. I like the imagery of Loteria cards. They have a soft spot in my heart for me because with me and my family, we are of Chicano descent, and we always play this game. So, and they do have a lot of meaning, and they're Mexican icons. The imagery of them is very iconic. So I have the La Corona card right over here, and this is for success. So you could place this on the bottom of your plate. Maybe you could even write make this into a petition paper or name paper. If you wanted to do that, write your name at least 3 times on the back of the image. Turn it to the right, and then write open roads, open my roads, open my roads, open my roads, 3 to 9 times. Turn it again clockwise, and then you're going to just like you're signing a check or like a document or something, your signature, how you sign, normal papers and stuff. 3 times, big letters, and then place it on the bottom of your setup over here. If you're doing tarot, I would do all the aces from, let's see, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. Now, you could also do the World card. You can also do the Fool card. Let me see what other ones you could do the Wheel of Fortune card. And let me see, you could also do the 9 of Cups card too. That has a lot of symbology there too. The Sun card, which is for success. The Star card for wishes. You have all of those symbolic things there. You could do the Magician card because you're using your will to make things happen for you with the power of the mind and the thought. And yeah, I think those are pretty good to start you off with. Whatever images you feel comfortable for you to use, definitely use it. You can also use the knights in the tarot. You have the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Cups, you have the Knight of Swords, and then you have the Knight of Wands. If you put that around the setup, I got this idea from Hoodoo Delish. Hi, Hoodoo Delish. I'm a big fan of yours. Yes, Queen. This is to make things move faster within any kind of spell you're doing. Another one that I would really recommend, let me get them for you because I was talking to a dear friend of mine about this, is skeleton keys. And this is for obvious associations. When you have your doors closed and they're locked to you, what do? You get a key and you open it. If you see the image, if you're familiar with the Saint Peter of Catholic, of him being a Catholic saint, you often see him with the images of him carrying skeleton keys within his hands. These are the keys to heaven in the Catholic sense. Other people who practice voodoo and Ifa, Santeria, Candomblé, Ubanda, 21 Divisions, Sanse, Santarismo, Spiritual Corrillo. You're going to see that keys are associated with Papa Legba, El Legua, the Ishu, any of those crossroad spirits where they help to open your roads. That way you can get to where you need to go or what you need to do. So that's what the keys are symbolic for. You could put them again on the bottom of the plate or your setup you're doing here. I thought thought of another ingredient. I can't think of the life of me what it is. Oh, another ingredient you could add to this is called crossroads dirt. There's a belief that earth from specific locations and places carry power and associations. So dirt carry from a crossroads is considered to carry that same energy, that same vibe. Okay. There's other examples like from a bank to attract more prosperity to you, from a hospital if you need healing. But for this case, just stick to the crossroads dirt. You could also add stones. Someone on here, his name is George Harris. He's another, I'm another fan of his videos. Hi, George. Forgot the name of his new channel now, but you're hot and you're really cool and I love your videos. Anywho, he just came out with a video recently with a friend of his about talking about stones and whatnot, and they gave you pretty good suggestions that I would never have thought of, and it was about stones that are within a crossroads. So I like to walk and jog at a park nearby me, and there's a lot of pathways and three-way crossroads and every dirt trail, and so that's an example. If you know what park I'm talking about, say hey. And let's say there's a rock right there. That rock has that it contains that energy to help open roads, overcome any obstacles, and bring more opportunities to you. I'm going to read the prayer. Hopefully it doesn't run out of time. I'll try to do it very quick. Of the aloe. So it's called the prayer of the aloe. Virtuous aloe, blessed aloe, holy aloe, sacred aloe. Through your virtue that you gave to the apostles, I ask that you extend to me this virtue, because I venerate you and I love you, so that you may free me from evil acts, sickness, bad luck, that my business and business transactions to do well, and that you drive away evil from my home, and that you free me from my enemies everywhere I may go, and that you may give me work, blessings, fortune, and money with all ease at the least effort. Your virtue will make me strong, famous, fortunate, and joyous. Do not place obstacles at all that I am ambitious for, desire, or propose to do. Make for me a flattering success. This divine virtue that God has given to you. In God I believe, and in you I trust. Through all the virtues that you can see to me, I will defeat all the obstacles that are presented to me. Now this part I have a little bit hard time because I don't know exactly what he's saying, but and my home will be filled with your blessed, I'm going to kind of add to this, with your blessed and divine virtue. I can't, this part doesn't make, with your blessed and divine virtue, holy owl, amen. I'm not, this part right over here, I'm not sure what he means over here. I don't know if you could see that. So I'm just going to leave that out. But if anything, pray from your heart. If you want to include Psalms, Psalm 23 is a good one. And there's a specific one that I can't remember the number of, which Psalm number it is, but it's a popular one saying, be a light unto my feet and a light unto my path, for very obvious reasons. And yeah, dispose of the candles. If you have any leftover remains, bury them, offer it to Santa Muerte at the crossroads, leaving at least 3 or 7 pennies. Leave it on the side somewhere. That way it's not littering, but it's like off to the corner. Let's say if like near a trash can or near just somewhere nearby the crossroads where it's not in anybody's way and that you're not breaking the law and littering. Leave it there and walk behind. If you want to leave more offerings to her, leave her sweets and chocolates and flowers, tequila, tobacco, mota, anything like that. And I hope that will help you out. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like to subscribe. So press the subscribe button. If you like this video, give this a thumbs up. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave a comment. And that will be it. Hit me up on Facebook, Brujo_Anthony87. Hit me up on TikTok under the same name, and Instagram. Take care, be safe, be kind to yourself, and be kind to each other. I'm your host, Brujo Anthony. Good night. Good night. Have a great day.